scared me half to death. There was a man down the street. I didn't like the look of him.
As long as you're okay, sugar.
Aw. Here. Hey, you're not gonna believe what I read in the tabloids. I know, most of it's made up. I mean, can you really take a wrong turn and end up directly in hell? There was this one story. It's 100% true. They interviewed a doctor and everything. Hey, and you're not gonna guess what's happening to Brad and Jennifer.
Brad and Jennifer?
Are you hungry?
I'm fine, sugar.
Is that you, sugar? What's the problem, sugar? Who are you? What the hell's going on here?
It's the end of the world, as you know it.
Watch out!
She's smart, she has a job. You've actually had more than a one-night stand with her. Sounds like the beginnings of a normal relationship.
Not every woman I date fits this pattern you've come up with.
No, it's a pattern you've established by dating a never-ending string of exotic dancers, flight attendants, phone sex.
So much for your
operators.
theory is all I'm saying.
So where'd you meet her?
At her job.
At her job where?
A restaurant.
Oh, which restaurant?
The Mud Pen.
Oh, mud wrestling bar. Do I have to ask what she does?
Mud wrestling is actually an ancient honorable art form that goes all the way back to, well, to the 80s.
Nice. Mr. Commitment.
I'm making a commitment. I'm going to see your tag team tonight.
You think someday you'll tell me how you got like this?
I'm not going back in there until the coroner finishes.
What's up, Jonathan?
How many victims?
2 victims, husband and wife, just butchered, cut to pieces, literally. Sorry, this wasn't in the job description.
Just focus on what did it. Do you have any ideas?
No fingerprints, no footprints in or out of the house.
But there's something.
There's, skin, covered with scales, shredded skin. It's, reptilian.
Nick, what? Nick!
You don't know?
I don't know what. What's going on?
I just finished going over the file. The reptilian scales, the condition of the bodies. The MO is identical to what killed his last partner.
Oh, I thought we got it. I thought it was one of a kind.
Yeah. So did we.
Listen, going out of town for a while, so we're gonna have to put off that bank job. I know it's a really big score, but I just gotta get out of here. Just on vacation. So if you know anybody who wants to sublet my place, it is not a hole. Okay, it is a hole, but it's a nice hole. And talk about location. Hello?
No sign of O'Malley yet?
No, sir. We're waiting for him to start the briefing.
Yeah, we don't. This is not going to be an ordinary case, even by our standards. Losing a partner is the worst thing that can happen to a cop. They were on the job, but they didn't know what they were looking for. Couldn't have protected themselves. It had no mercy. We didn't get there in time to keep O'Malley from seeing what it did to her.
Well, he doesn't talk about it.
Julie's murder changed him. Seemed like he didn't eat or sleep for months. Every breath he took was about finding the thing that killed her.
But he did.
And it took every ounce of strength he had not to do to it what it did to Julie.
Well, frankly, I'm surprised he didn't.
Only because O'Malley realized that for this thing, lifelong incarceration was the greater torture. It was his only victory. You're familiar with the theory there are 5 stages of dealing with death.
Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance.
In this case, O'Malley never got past anger. All right, people, listen closely. Jonathan?
Forensics from the crime scene are back, and there's no question we're looking at homo metabolus, which is Latin for changing man.
Which isn't really correct because this thing isn't a man or anything close to human.
It's cold-blooded like a reptile. And like one particular reptile, the chameleon, it can change its appearance.
To match its background.
This chameleon changes to match its victim's mental background. See, this thing can reach in your mind and become someone, anyone from your memory.
All of which makes them impossible to catch. The last time was a fluke. A couple of years ago, there was a late spring snowstorm which caused it to go into a false hibernation.
We picked it up one day outside of Water Tower Place.
Well, what else do we know about these things, about their psychology?
Their psychology is simple. They only have one single defining emotion. Pure hatred.
Last time, killed 15 people. All victims of pure random chance.
Except one.
Was there any pattern to how it hunts? I mean, how long before it murders again?
No. It eats rodents, that's it. It kills people for pleasure.
These things are so rare that until this morning we had hoped that we had caught the last of them. So unless there happens to be another snowstorm, our options are limited. O'Malley, Benson, in my office. You know where I'm going.
We don't need to, not yet.
It's not my first choice either, but at the moment it's our only one.
You want to consult with the chameleon you captured?
The longer we delay in talking to it means the more responsibility we bear for any future killings.
It won't tell us the truth.
Probably not, but it doesn't relieve us of our obligations to try.
Our obligation to who?
The next victims. We have a responsibility to try and do everything we can to stop it.
I'll talk to it.
Works for me, Detective.
No, we'll do it together. I'll be all right.
Just make sure he doesn't kill it.
I can do this on my own. There's no reason for you to be down there.
Yeah, there is. Every bone in my body is telling me to get as far away as possible because I don't know what I'll do or what I'll feel when I see it. Which means this is what I have to do.
Secure a perimeter. Our best and only protection against this thing appearing as one of us is to partner up and operate exclusively in pairs. No one lets their partner out of sight for 1 moment. Everyone maintains radio contact. If you sight an officer without a partner, you shoot to kill. Go.
Nikki, take me with you. Let me watch you die.
No matter what it says, does, or looks like, do not go in there. Understood? Yes, sir.
and on board.
Keep looking. O'Malley, Vincent, you think this is a wild goose chase?
More like a wild reptile chase. We have physical confirmation. Someone respond.
O'Malley, are you there? Over. All teams check in.
Something damaged the mobile communication vehicle. All our radios are out.
Great.
Hello, Dixon checking in, over.
Help!
O'Malley, what happened?
It's got Kate. Second floor.
Badly are you hurt? Get the med guys, now! Just hang tight, Nick. The ambulance will be here soon.
You'll need it more than me.
Yeah, no, I heard it from over on that side. All teams, move!
Careful.
What, did it get in there and kill it?
No.
It helped it escape.
It is impossible to plan for every eventuality and outcome. That said, I take full responsibility. There are now 2 of these things on the loose. This has been a dismal failure.
Maybe not. I've got a signal.
From?
The last mouse it ate was laced with a barium tracer. It's on the move. It wasn't lying about Julie and I. We were involved. No one ever knew.
I did. Whenever you talked about her. It's a woman thing.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to. It's none of anyone's business. It still isn't. You think it was lying about Julie being murdered under orders?
That's all I keep asking myself.
It stopped. It looks like it's in the bar up ahead. There.
Is she anyone from your memory?
Be more of a question for you.
You think I'd remember? Let's step outside nice and quiet. Now.
I've heard of coming on strong, but this is a new one.
My partner's right behind you.
This is getting more interesting every second.
All right, I'm starting to lose my patience.
My purse? So the woman, who's hopefully not in the process of filing a lawsuit, doesn't remember anyone going near her purse.
It was lunchtime. Dozens of people were in and out of that bar before we got there. Chameleons could have been any one of them.
Understood. Are you ready for some new information that casts an even bleaker picture?
They killed again?
Worse than that, detectives. Jonathan?
Right, it's all because you scooped the goose sample from the warehouse. From the other chameleon.
Goose sample, is that a technical term?
What's all because we scooped the sample?
Sorry, you have to understand, for a xenobiologist, this is amazing. It's a girl. The sample from the warehouse contained traces of an albumin-like substance.
Albumin as in eggs?
Egg sac material. I ran the DNA. The chameleon we were holding was a male. The one up there was a female, and she's ready to mate.
There was no territory involved. This whole thing has been one big bloody mating dance.
The female was killing to both obtain the male's release and to attract his attention.
Okay, any idea where these things spawn?
Typically, marshlands.
Chicago doesn't have marshlands.
Yeah, but its instinct will drive it to a watery, warm, and dark place.
Which narrows it down to a couple dozen miles of waterfront.
What kind of gestation period are we talking about?
Oh, very short, no more than a couple hours. And these things lay up to 40 to 60 eggs. And unless these lizards have some truly extended foreplay...
Let's assume they'll get to the spawning grounds as soon as possible.
Okay, last place we know they were is at the bar, which is on the other side of town from the water.
They want to get to the water ASAP. What do? Not take the bus is my bet.
They steal a car. So we'll check out the crime reports from the area around the bar and see if there's anything relevant. What do you think, sir?
All units on the road. Vincent, O'Malley, work out of Mobile Command.
Got it. Call me back. I got people all over the waterfront looking in every nook and cranny.
Are we talking people or other gnomes?
Mostly gnomes. And a couple of people who owe me money.
How do you plan on getting any reliable information, seeing as how gnomes will do anything to avoid telling the truth or actually do what they're told?
If I respected you, I would take that as an insult.
Answer the question.
I'm relying on the fact that most gnomes are extreme cowards. Present company excluded, of course.
Of course.
I would say they are definitely on one of the shipping piers because I just got the third excuse in a row about no one wanting to go near there.
Well, that narrows it down a little, but not enough.
No, it might. Chicago, being the busy city that it is, had 4 reported car thefts near the area around the bar we last tracked the suspect. But one of them was abandoned near Pier 9.
Well, great. There you go. You guys can just let me out anywhere along the way.